And it's recording.
And it's fucking up.
You serious?
Yeah, you sound a little better though. I'll gauge how bad it's fucking up.
If it just sounds real bad, we'll on YouTube just satisfy the algorithm, but ain't
Yeah,
nobody gonna listen to it.
I'm cool with it. It's fun talking shit with the brother, rather it's recorded or rather it's on the phone.
Right? Isn't this weird? Like, think about it. It's 2020, and literally it's just two brothers talking. We're gonna put it somewhere where we can probably find it, and some motherfuckers are gonna sit here and actually watch it.
And it's going to leave, I don't know if it's called a carbon footprint, but it's going to leave a footprint. So unless we delete it, it's going to be there to view years and years and years and years and years later. That's really fucking weird.
Yeah, it's not a carbon footprint because it's digital. A carbon footprint is like what they mean by that. They're describing like leaving a footprint on Earth, like smoking
Okay.
cigarettes. That would be a carbon footprint because I'm like putting a hole in the ozone above my house, and like putting shit in the landfills.
That makes sense. Okay, well, it's a digital or what's a V word? Um
Hmm?
virtual footprint.
Oh, I think also B as in Bobby.
Oh no, V as in Victor, your best friend.
What's up, Vic? I know Vic watches these. I don't know if he cares for the one on one. I know he watches some of the times we have.
Oh yeah, last time I talked to him, damn, it's weird. Actually, he commented. I posted a picture on my Instagram story, and he sent me a message that said, "Dredge, you're looking good, bro." And I was like, "Appreciate it." But before that, when we actually like had a discussion and a dialogue, was he was talk. We were talking about that festival that was supposed to happen in like August or some shit, where it's like all the old school bands, like all the old school metal bands and shit. Man, it was only like $200. I think it was in like Tennessee or something. But I was thinking about
Alabama.
going. Alabama. I was thinking about going, but COVID's being a slut, and she is going around and fucking everyone. So that's not happening.
Yeah, COVID's crazy.
She's slutty,
Yeah,
bro.
we went to
I thought Pollen
yeah,
was
she getting
slutty.
around.
Pollen fucks everyone, but now COVID is fucking everyone, even if not directly.
Yep, especially here in America because wearing a mask is a violation of your American rights. So a lot of people aren't doing it.
Yeah, I stopped
Know
doing
what
it.
those rights are.
I stopped doing it for a couple months to be honest, but I was like, bruh, I look at it. I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but I look at it like heaven. Like I would rather. It's basically rather be safe than sorry. You know, I would rather believe and try my best to live my life by my Father Jesus Christ and He not be real than to not believe in Him and go to hell. Same thing with the mask. It's like I would rather wear a mask and the mask not help than for me not to wear a mask and I possibly infect other people, like you were saying on our last discussion.
Yeah, it's kind of like just erring on the side of caution. Like wearing it might not do anything, but not wearing it could have more negative consequences. And I look at it as like people are, man, I don't like wearing this mask. We have to wear shoes, shirts when we go out in public.
A hundred
No
percent.
shoes, no shirt, no service. Why not no mask?
And it didn't used to be like
Yeah,
that.
it's
You know,
a piece of clothing.
people used to walk around buck ass naked, and eventually it became unnormal, and it became the new norm. That word we keep hearing. It became the new norm to put clothes on. You know.
Yeah. And I always thought it was weird, like going out in public like cold and flu season and seeing like Asian wear masks and some random Americans, but like you got cold and flu season, and people were wearing masks. Like, that's strange. But what I've learned is that people saw doing that most likely had symptoms, so they they didn't spread it. And now it's like, fuck, they had it correct.
100%.
And I was telling Wendy like how weird it is to think about life February and before, because I'm not a person that has like a small like personal space bubble, a large personal space bubble. So out in public, I mean, I was that weird guy that was just standing too close to people and unknowingly making people feel uncomfortable because I'm too close to strangers. And it's like talking and breathing, I'm spitting on people and shit. And it's like now you think about it, it's like now that there's this airborne disease that we don't understand that didn't go away during the summer that's killing like every 1 to 4% of people that get it. It's just like, whoa. Like spitting on people and shit by talking and standing too close is like unacceptable now. Like if somebody gets real close to you, you're like, bro, I don't want COVID. Like back away.
Bruh,
Give me 6 feet.
Nah, Joey Diaz is fucking stupid. He said, I ain't gonna try to talk like him, but he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you watched the episode yet, but he said, when I was younger, people used to say, God, what's that quote? It's I got it. He would say, people would tell me, Joey, give me the news, not the weather. He said, because I'm a spitter. When I talk, I get excited and I spit. He was like, I need at least 16 feet. And Joe Rogan was like, 16 feet? He said, you know when I get excited, motherfucker, he said, spit just starts flying at least 16 feet. But actually, I did see something where I don't know if the CDC said it. I don't know if who said it. I don't know. When I say who, I mean the World Health Organization, but I don't know who said it. But someone put out there in the news that it actually needs to be 12 feet now. No one knows, man. We're all wrong about it, you know, and no one knows what to do. It's supposed to be Vladimir Putin in Russia has a vaccine for it and has already used it on his daughter. Like, the shit changes every day.
Yeah, I feel like the understanding of it is way behind the actuality of it. I'm not sure what kind of tests they're doing or what kind of studies they're collecting it for, but I feel like their understanding of it is well behind what's happening.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk on COVID too much because that's what everyone's talking about. But you know, it's like listening to Joe Rogan, and it makes you think. When 9/11 happened, and we might have talked about this last time, but the Patriot Act, where it was so they could fucking read people's emails and shit and make sure that terrorists weren't planning attacks, that shit never went away, you know? It wasn't like, oh yeah, we're doing this and we're gonna do it for this time period. No, they can still fucking read your emails and texts. The same thing with what's going on now. Like, shit's gonna get really weird, and we as Americans just think that when it's finally over, that they're just gonna be like, okay, the privacy that we invaded to keep the American people safe and keep deaths at a low. Do you think they're really just gonna fucking cut that shit out? Hell no. People in power want to be able to be in power and have that power and spy on people's lives and shit. Like, it's gonna get weird. I don't know. That's why I'm gonna start learning Japanese, and that's the first step in moving to Japan. Like,
Yeah, leaving the country does seem very attractive these days.
hell yeah.
I don't see myself doing it.
I'm gonna do it with Devin.
Our cousin?
Yes, sir. He's already learning Japanese.
I used to, but nobody would speak it with me, so I forgot it.
That shit was annoying, man.
Yeah, that was that year I had a broken leg, so I couldn't leave the house.
You would stay up till like fucking 3 a.m. and watch that dude come on the TV and you would have that notebook and you'd be writing shit down. And then you'd be coming up to us saying like, Konnichiwa, domo arigato. I'm like, Bob, you won't know what you're saying, bro. It's just annoying.
Yeah, so y'all don't know he's first. That was my 8th grade son had a broken leg. That was the first time with the Aaron stuff. I would stay up till like 3 in the morning and PBS the show Clear Shot come on. And he's beginner and it's a Japanese course. So I watch and take notes on the beginners and then I record that advance. So once I got the beginner course, I start back over on advanced course. Taught my Japanese. What, 14? That was 20 summers ago. Year 2000. Oh shit. No, 2001. 2001. Yeah, that was a big head. Yeah, so the summer of 2001, so 9 summers.
Yeah, I was 11 in 2001, and that's when Big had the accident. I was actually telling someone, I was telling my coworker about it because he knows he's American, he's black, but he knows Spanish fluidly. Like he can have a whole conversation and know exactly what they're saying, and he can speak it right back to them. And his new language that he's learning, I think it's like a dialect or something of Japanese. It could be, it's some Asian culture, 100%. And I was telling them, like, bro, my brother used to stay up to like 3 in the morning and watch this show, and like they would teach German sometimes, or they would teach Japanese sometimes. I'm like, the only thing I remember is people always say, like, Asian culture, Asian languages is so confusing because they don't use A, B, C, D, E. They use like symbols. But the only thing I remember from that show is he would be like, okay, so you remember like the power line that we used, for last week's discussion? It's like, well, you use that same power line, but now it's like add a quarter pipe to it. And that's how you fucking learn it, like it gets in your head like, okay, I gotta use a power line to say hey. And like it just, I don't know, that shit's crazy. I remember that shit. I would watch it with you. I wouldn't take notes, but I'd watch it with you.
Yeah, one thing about Japanese, and we had to feel this way because it's natural, but since we use our alphabet and they use symbols, me it had a artistic like flair to it. So it's just language communication.
Hey, one second.
It's also art form.
1 second. I think the pizza's here. I gotta go tell Brushy.
Why the? Hey, so he's gonna put up a piece of paper. If you're watching this is the Beaten podcast. We were all in the day drinking gush, but I'm not drinking right now. I'm on the highest, allowing the drought a little bit. So I'm drinking some green, made big. So big, if you want to sponsor the motherfucker, give me some cash. I see him account and ring number for. I'm having a key talk with the who's had day discussion.
You're breaking up like crazy.
And fuck you.
You are.
I found my cracker box and I don't know what to tell you.
I black out the screen when I leave because my room ain't clean right now. And you know what this one bitch told me? And it never left my my memory. It stuck with me. And I've heard other people say it since then, but the way she said it was, I went out with my homie on a double date. We went to El Som. I was probably 24. The chick I went with was probably about 32, 33. And she was like, hey, we're going back to your crib. And I was like, oh, shit. Hell yeah. So we walk in, and like I said, I'm like 23, 24 years old. There's beer cans laying everywhere. We had a party the night before. So it's not trash, but it doesn't look great. And she goes, this is definitely a bachelor's house. And I was like, yeah, we had a party last night. I ain't got to clean up yet. And she goes, if you're always ready, you never have to get ready. Damn. And that applies to so many aspects of life. keep an umbrella in your car. Because if you're driving, you haven't checked the weather, and it starts raining, and you're like, damn it, man, I gotta get out in the rain. If you got an umbrella, if you're ready, you never have to get ready. If your room's clean and you got a female coming over that you weren't expecting, you don't have to be like, oh shit, my room's not clean. But right now, I am lagging, my pants are down, caught me with my pants down, so I gotta improvise and put the black screen up when I leave.
Yeah, I can't remember. I first heard some probably in sports. I can't remember what coach said it. It's not being prepared a start position. He's like, hey, don't press position open up and then ready. He's like ready and opens up. You get the right place. So yeah, I mean, I put everything.
It applies to everything. Like it's like carrying a gun on you. You know, if you're not carrying a gun on you and something happens, you got caught with your pants down, you know? But if you got a gun on you, 9.5 times out of 10, you're not gonna have to use it, and pray to God that you never have to use it ever. But if something happens and you're like, damn, only if I had my gun on me. You got caught with your pants down, but if you were ready, you don't have to get ready. You're already ready.
You know, that's token in a high situation where you would say you want to bend this gun. Are you prepared to shoot? And how good is your target, your handgun?
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Yeah, because if you have if you get the angle on you, and you ain't use it, you're gonna get fucked.
I watched this video last week, and I gotta stop following this channel because they post shit like this, you know, every now and then. But I was watching this video where this dude, it was in the hood, and this dude pulled a gun out on someone, and the other dude was walking away. And then the dude put his gun on the ground and went to square up and was like, no, let's fight. But he was pointing it at the motherfucker, like had it to the back of his head. All he had to do was pull the trigger. He puts his gun down and squares up. The dude comes back, shoots him 4 times. And it's like, bruh, if you pull a gun out, never pull a gun out if you're not gonna shoot it. So the only times you should pull a gun out is in self-defense or at a target range. Otherwise, don't pull it out if you're not gonna use it.
Damn, that was on YouTube?
You said what?
You said that was YouTube channel?
No, it's a page I follow on Instagram. I could send you the video, but you get to see someone die. It's not gruesome. Like, it's kind of far away. It's in the apartments, and someone's filming from like outside of their apartment, so you don't see like the blood and everything. But you get to see the dude die. You know, and he just falls down, and then you got people around like. But he puts the gun down. He had the gun to the motherfucker's head, like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! What you gonna do?" Puts the gun down, squares up, and then pow, pow, misses with the first 2 shots. Fuck you, pow, pow, falls over, doesn't move, dead. He put the gun down. He should have shot. If you're gonna pull it out, because they had a gun on them.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm thinking about it too. It's like why all the misdirect vibes and slack off of it's like why take that level? I mean, we know what they were arguing for, but hence that someone had to die there.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can go to is this: you're a product of your environment. If we were blessed, we grew up in the suburbs, you know, and even me, like we're all a product of our environments. Like you got into hardcore music and you started wearing garb pants and started hardcore dancing, and I followed in the same footsteps. But we're all a product of our environment, and we can't really speak on the hood unless you grew up in the hood. You know, like people always say like, oh, well, y'all are all mad about the cops killing everyone. What about black on black violence? take these motherfuckers out of poverty and black on black violence will stop. I promise you. But they feel like they don't have any money. So they got to go rob the rival gang or kill the rival gang that fucked their baby mama or kill their home. Like, it's sad. It's black on black violence and we're killing ourselves, but it's the same thing with white people that's in the trailer park, ain't got no money, and they're doing meth and fucking their 13-year-old child. You know, like, it's sad, but we're all a product of our environments, wherever you come from.
Yeah, and for people to say that cop, I mean, we're as human reflection, and sure all grows based on this lesson, or I guess when I say nature, I'm about like tree and bush and shit. Like, if it's bad soil, it's not going to be the best fruit or this bush, but you put better soil and flourish and boom, and it's lost, and it's going to grow into its full potential. And same thing with animalistic. A wild animal, wild environment acts one way. You put in captivity, whether it be a zoo or spectators or a place to study research, they act differently.
Yeah, they turn into bitches.
Even dogs. So what?
Oh no, go.
I was gonna say even dogs. Like, if they were running around doing dog shit, they act differently than your house.
It's like, okay, with Lottie. Come here, Lottie. Come here for a second. With her, I have never met a cat that's more needy. You know? Never met a cat that's more needy. Most cats are super independent, but this bitch is super needy. She always needs attention, and I feel bad for her, so I give her the attention the energy that I can give to her. And you know, a cat, if it sees a rat, even if it's an inside cat its whole life, when it sees a rat, its instinct is to fucking kill, murder, play with it until it murders. But Lottie, she is such an inside cat that there was a centipede, probably about that big, and I saw it, and I got Lottie close to it. I was like, oh, Lottie's about to have some lunch. She was the biggest bitch. She would slap it and look at me and go, meow. I'm like, you want me to get it? You really want me to get it? And that went on for 5 minutes until I finally swept it up in the broom and threw it outside and let it live. But yeah, if she used to be an outside cat, but if she was an outside cat, that centipede would have been dead. Cause that's like, dude, that's a good snack. But because it was inside, and she's an inside cat now, she was playing with it, but she was scared of it. You know, if you take a gorilla that is used to fucking just killing shit, and then you put it in a zoo and it gets fucking fed whatever it gets fed, it doesn't have a killer instinct anymore.
I don't know. I think this thing is there. There's no way to act on it.
Yeah, but I feel like it would. I feel like it would defend itself if it had to. Like if you put, I don't know what gorillas kill, but if you put a coyote in a cage with it, I'm sure that it would get on the defense. But I just feel like if it's been locked up in a cell for 25 years, it's not going to have that same energy and ferocity because it gets fed. You know, it gets fed every day. It doesn't have to look for its food. You feel me?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about gorillas, and I think they're mostly vegetarian anyways. So I don't really think they eat animals.
Okay, let's go with a bear.
Example around. I'm not really speaking something. Oh, you're talking.
I don't know shit about gorillas either, but I just know that they're ferocious. Like they look like they look like humans, but they got muscles and they're bigger. Like, and I've seen gorillas fight. Like I saw 2 gorillas fight, and they they were scrapping like fucking humans. I don't know shit about them, but like
Yeah,
a
they're
bear.
sure fight.
Yeah, like a bear. Anything that you take out of the wild that is usually vicious and you put it in a cage and it gets fed all this good food and it doesn't have to hunt for its food, it still has that instinct, but I feel like it turns into like a little bitch. Like it it just doesn't have that instinct anymore. I feel like it would be defensive. If you put something in there that is going to kill it, I feel like it would be on the defense instead of, oh man, this is food. It would be more like, okay, I'm gonna try not to die. Like I don't know. That's just me. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but all right, let's say lion. I don't know a lot about lion. I'm not a lion at all, but you take a lion in the wild, you put it in a zoo. If you take that thing and release it to the wild, maybe you had it in a zoo to rehabilitate, or may have it ate because population was, but it goes to the wild. I don't think that happy to be blind. I don't think it's gonna sit in one spot and for a zookeeper feed it. I think it's gonna go and say, "Oh, I know exactly what."
Yeah.
So I think in that environment, like it's gonna realize, oh, it fed at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. So I mean, it will become passive, and but it doesn't just in the captivity it doesn't have to use it. I don't think it loses it. Just realize, oh, I have to do this. I
Yeah,
don't think it
it's
loses anything though, because you have to right back in line.
now it's always gonna have that instinct, you know. It's just like humans. Like we've been fucking domesticated. You know, used to we were hunters and gatherers. You know, we had to fucking go out and hunt for our food and protect our family. And we still have to do that to a little point today, but we don't have to do it. We're not you have a house, you have a roof over your head, you have a bed or a couch to sleep on. You know, you don't have to go out. You can go to Walmart and buy a steak. You don't have to go and kill an animal to fucking get your food. You know, people still do it, but you don't have to. But we still have that instinct in us.
I don't know about though, because I don't have instinct. I think if grocery stores lapse, the majority of people would just die of starvation.
You said most
I don't
people
think
would
people
die of
kill animals.
starvation?
Yeah.
Hell no. Put
Yeah.
put put Win put Wendy in the woods and say you're not allowed to come home. I promise you, when her stomach starts eating itself and is growling and she's done lost 20 pounds, she's gonna find a way to eat. And she might have blood on her hands when she comes back. And she's like, hey, it's my instinct. I don't want to die. This is all we fucking know. You don't want to die.
Yeah. The most people, I guess Wendy in particular, she's hunted for. I guess they have the tool to be able to hunt, pulling her food, she able to. But you talk for people that have never done that, you put them in the woods and say, don't die. And that's make a difference, dude. They're starved to death.
Look, I've never done it.
You would die starvation.
No, I promise you I wouldn't. I promise you. Humans are too afraid of death. Admit it or not, we are all afraid of death. Even those people that say, I ain't afraid of death. When you die, you die. No, you're fucking afraid. Or else you would, especially the depressed people, and say, oh, you haven't ended it yet, but you're not afraid of death? No, that's bullshit. Bro, I'm telling you, there is no way I am going to fucking die. If I die, it's not going to be from starvation. It's going to be because I lost against an animal that's bigger than me.
No, you would die of starvation.
I promise you I would. I promise you. I would die from eating something that was incorrect because of ignorance, or I would die from trying to kill something with a tool that I didn't know what I was doing. I wouldn't die. And I'm saying I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun, so I don't have a pistol. I don't have a rifle. I don't have anything. You just put me in the woods and you say survive. I'm gonna do everything. I'm in the Amazon. I'm gonna do everything in my power to stay alive. Why? Because of my fear of death. I don't know what comes after when I die. I believe in heaven and hell, and I try to live my best life. But can I say I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna go to heaven or hell when I die? No, because I haven't died, and no one that has died has came back and said, "Bruh, it's 100% real. Jesus is real. Everything's real that you have been taught. This is." I don't know what happened, so I'm afraid. Bruh, I'm gonna do everything in my power to survive. I ain't dying from starvation. I ain't no bitch.
You would die of starvation though.
Oh my God. I give up on this. I give up.
Yeah, I mean we can subject too, but no, I'm looking at somebody saying we just a chicken, right? So I have 5 hens and two roosters. And I was on this person. I was like, yeah, one rooster big and I'm gonna get him. And she said, why? I said, because I used to roost around for days. And I'm going to a bunch of no come and call something to have to get rid of chicken when they're big enough to eat them. She's like, no, I understand why you do that. You can get chicken at the store. I was like, yeah, true. But I have the roosters that I have no need for this. Other than them biting me, I have no need for it. And she's like, yeah, I want to eat meat. Like, it's a worker. And we're going to have pot here. And so you're telling me I brought this chicken to work on pot day. It was delicious. Oh my God, we do this. And well, yesterday I pulled its fat off. I marinated it into the cook. Like, you mash? Yeah, I've ever eaten from you. I was like, but it's chicken at the grocery store. I was like, what difference? So people are so rude from having to harvest their meat and process the meat that they want to. They much rather go. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody want to kill their own food or harvest their own produce. And I'm telling you, people from the city and drum off in the forest, they're all going to have starvation. They don't even know what to do. That's not anything. Humans have that instinct to hunt, harvest. We learn. And people have learned how to go to the grocery store and buy the animals and bring produce as direct pictures. People know how to do it, they would die of starvation.
Put a vegetarian in the woods. I promise you, by week number 3, when they have run out of their water supply and they're hungry, they're gonna kill an animal and they're gonna eat it. And they might die from E. coli or eating the wrong thing or not cooking it properly or worms or whatever. But put a vegetarian in the woods and they're going to kill an animal because they are afraid of death.
Die of starvation.
No.
I got presenter. Do you want talking? I can go plug him.
Honestly, you've been breaking up this for the last 20 minutes. I want to talk about the fights tonight because it's huge, but if it sounds like this on YouTube, then it's not even worth talking more.
What fights?
Fucking the legacy motherfucker, Stipe versus DC number 3, and then you got Sean O'Malley versus Vera, and then you got fucking Rosenstrike versus fucking what's his name? Fucking God, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but you got Rosenstrike versus. He's a legend. He is a fucking legend. Why can I think?
Hey, let me ask you this. on Zoom. Are you on your laptop or phone?
I'm on my laptop right now.
All right, I'm gonna get my charger because I know the fight and I haven't paid attention. Go to your phone and pull it up. I'm gonna plug charger in. We're gonna talk about it at 10 minutes.
Junior Dos Santos versus Rosenstrike. That's who I was thinking of.
All right, no, pull it up on my phone. I want to talk. I'm gonna get my charger. I'll be right.
Wait. You want me to keep talking on my laptop, or you want me to do my phone? What are you talking about?
Talk on your laptop so we can get into the conversation. But I need to put the card on your phone so we can talk about the
I already got it pulled up. I'm gonna go pee.
on your phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee.
No, you can't pee. I'm gonna go get the charger. So you need to talk to the people.
All right, well, I'm gonna go pee when you get back, man.
All right, let's keep talking.
All right, bet. On this UFC fight card, who we have, and I'm gonna say it again because Bobby's gonna come back with the shit. We got Stipe Miocic versus DC, the commentator, the legend. Legacy continues. Who's gonna win it? Daniel Cormier. All right. Then we got the 6'9" looking clown Barnums and Bailey looking Sugar Sean O'Malley. Welcome to the Sugar Show, Mr. Marlon Vera. I heard he's a gangster. I heard he's on his Nate Diaz shit. What's gonna happen with that fight? Sugar Shane O'Malley's gonna hit him with the right hand, but what happens if Sugar Shane O'Malley gets taken down? We don't know. We haven't seen his jiu-jitsu, but he's living like a king. He's living like a pimp. He's living like a man of his time, of his era. He has the it factor. Will he be able to show it and prove it? We got Junior Dos Santos versus Rosenstrike. We got an up-and-comer versus a legend. Previous champion. Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda. I don't know much about them two, but it's gonna be a fucking fight. That's a slugfest. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen because I said it. And if I said it's gonna happen, then just believe it's gonna happen. John Dodson versus Merab Dvalishvili. I don't even know how to say his last name, but I said it anyways because that's what this fight card is about. It's about love. It's about unity. It's about peace. I'm telling you. This is a fight card of the year. Fight of the year still goes to the beautiful queens, the beautiful females. Zhang Weili. And I know if Bobby was here, he would say, how the fuck don't you remember her name? But whatever the girl that got the hematosis on her head, fight of the year. Will this be fight of the year? I don't know. This is fight card of the year. Fight card of the year, 100%, hands down. Legacy's on the line. Sugar Shane O'Malley, up and coming. Vera, up and coming. It's 3:19 Eastern Standard Time right now. Shit's about to pop off in, I say, 5 or 6, so about 2 or 3 hours. Shit's going down. If anyone is into reselling sneakers, I need some answers. I resold some sneakers on StockX. I updated my ask. They say I sold 2 pairs of sneakers, but I only got 1 pair. So the person that bought the sneakers ain't gonna get that pair. I messaged StockX. I need to get on the phone with them. I'm gonna call them Monday and say, StockX, look, you're saying I sold 2 pairs of sneakers, but I only sold 1 pair of sneakers. I need to figure out what the deal is. So Bobby is back. I'm gonna go take a piss. I got a little hyped up talking about the fight, then start talking about reselling sneakers. We got Sugar Shane O'Malley, 6'9" lookalike. Tekashi 6'9" lookalike, looking like the Barnum and Bailey himself. I'm telling you, the man's right hand. Go look. If you have not seen Sugar Shane O'Malley fight, I'm telling you, go look at his fights. He fought like 2 months ago. The 2 fights I've seen him in, he pops him with the right hand and he walks away. Walk-off knockouts. He doesn't hit them and then get on top and ground and pound until they step in. He hits them, he knows it, and he walks away. And the ref is waving his hands in the air before the opponent hits the ground. I'm telling you, Sugar Shane O'Malley, the co-main event, is going to be fireworks because we got Marlon Vera, who has a record of 15, 16, and 1. Sugar Shane O'Malley is 12 and 0 in his professional career, is undefeated. Marlon Vera supposedly is a gangster, like Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz. Supposedly he has that shit, and we've seen Sugar Shane O'Malley's right hand a couple of times. Walk-off knockouts. He was in Dana White's Contender Series that comes on Tuesdays, and he did a walk-off right hand. He's done it plenty of times. This is on the big stage, co-main event for the biggest fight card of the year. We haven't seen his jiu-jitsu yet. We haven't seen him getting taken down yet. That's going to be the big thing. I'm telling you, that's going to be the big thing. If he gets taken down, we'll see what he does with that. But if he all he has to do is swing it. He's not going to miss. If he swings the right hand, it's lights out for Vera. I ain't never seen a Vera fight. I've seen a replay of a fight, so I have seen a fight, but I ain't seen it live. I've been following Sugar Shane O'Malley for about a year now.
All right, go yours from the back with about 5-10 minutes and we're quick.
I bet.
But yeah, I wasn't even following UFC now. I was waiting for the September birthday. We have this new fighting talk. I wanted about this, but no, we had Israel thing. I can't remember his name. The guy real back. He's talking shit to John Jones, but he's a weight class low. Nate will remember. I don't remember his name. But no, I'm a little pissed because talking about like a fight wants to go off and that he's proved. I mean, him and Steve are gonna be a good fight. No, first one he took it real quick. That 7-5 he started on the shot at the second or third round and took the. I don't know why he wasn't trying to set that punch or why he wasn't concerned with it, but Steve is left from just stick to his and that took the fight. But honestly, I want to stay intact and see. And now France has a few more partners. He's not tall yet. He's not as good as he will. But it's only been UFC for a very short and been doing MMA very time. And he's massive. He's fucking big. He's sitting at 265 dudes to walk around to the 265, like 6'7" shredded. He's probably 8 foot body and he's 265. He's massive. I want to see him fight me. That'd be the fight. I don't give it about DC. The fight I want DC to the fight I want DC before he leaves is Jones. DC John Jones 3. John Jones, your management team. Then like y'all walk out on that shoes. Figure it out. John Jones stay clean, and D lose it. I want to see John Jones 3. That's what I want to see. Steve, okay, that's cool. Let's do a trilogy. Let's spend money for the sport. But I want to see D Jones. I don't see D Jones in 21. I'll be disappointed. I don't think he's going to fight in by December.
It's not happening. This is DC's last fight.
Yeah, I but I don't need DC lose. I want DC win so that he fight France and go the first time. I think France at that point is more interesting as well as the first. I think the first may a little bit mature because he was just knocking people out left and right. But he hadn't been out on it yet. He hadn't fought grab that he's looking down and stay embarrassed. But I want to see his take defense as through, and if Spade has an issue come to the ground, what that fight for rounds like with that would be interesting. And on my birthday, what's the name?
What'd you say?
Who is on your my birthday?
Oh fuck.
Always
Gilbert.
forgot his name. He's a Brazilian and he told a lot of shit.
Not Gilbert Burns. Let me see. That's who came to mind. Let me go.
No, he's Brazilian. He's a Mexican Brazilian.
Oh, fucking Paulo Costa.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, is he not Brazilian?
I don't know what he is. He don't speak good English.
He's a big dude. Wait, he kind of reminds me of Yo, and there's a different height, but the difference in thickness, and it's so different.
Adesanya's skinny.
Compared to well, how do they weigh the same? How do they weigh the same weight?
It doesn't make sense because Adesanya's. I'm skinny as Adesanya. Like, he has more meat on me and has more muscle than me, but we're like the same body type. But besides him being like much more cut, you know, but Romero, he's built like a British pit bull. Like, he's fucking huge. It makes no sense how they're the same size.
Yeah. And like I said, some of it because I thought he's tall. He's like 6'2". Romero probably like 5'9", 5'10". So about 3 inches different there.
Yeah, Romero's more like Patrick Oki. Short but stocky.
But the thick, I mean, his wrap too is there's chest back is probably thick. I mean, he's huge. Like he's bigger than me. Short, but he's thicker than me.
He's built like fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, how the hell isn't he in heavyweight?
Or how Rock actually cut down to 6'5".
You said what?
I said, or how Rock down to 6'5".
Yeah. Right, it's crazy. He was in fucking.
Yeah, I thought he'd be more dangerous in the UFC than what he was. But no, look about the fight. Then we'll call quits.
Yeah. So of course, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but not who do you want to win. I'm not sure what you said when I was gone. Who do you think's gonna win this? Are you gonna hear and still? Are you gonna hear and no? Who's gonna win? Because Stipe has a belt right now.
So I really think Stipe is gonna win, and because I want him to fight for Zingano for the same time, I want him to.
All right. Have you ever seen a Sugar Sean O'Malley fight?
I think I've seen Sean O'Malley hit once. 2 or 3 months ago, he fought on WSL. But again, I watch Fight Night. I only watch pay-per-view, so I can't remember. But I've seen him fight, or maybe maybe I've seen an old fight on too. I don't know. I've seen live.
I don't know who he knocked out last time. I don't know the dude's name, but he has a crazy ass mustache. Like, he has that mustache that curls, like how the old folks used to do it. He knocked his ass out. I mean, when I say right hand, and he just walked off. The dude hadn't even hit the ground yet. He walked off. He looked back. He's like, okay, he's out, and just kept walking. And Herb Dean was already waving his hands in there. Like, it's over. Like, that's happened 2 or 3 times with him.
Was it Swanson?
I can't think of his fucking name.
Was it Swanson?
I don't know. He has a crazy mustache. That's all I know.
No.
Yeah.
But
let me see.
Who's fighting after that? Or before?
His name's Eddie Wineland. You know who Eddie Wineland is?
No, Vom.
Huh?
If you were talking here.
Do you know who Eddie Wineland is? Well, he has a crazy ass mustache, and that's who he knocked out last. Sugar Shane O'Malley. So, Sugar Shane O'Malley, he's fighting Marlon Vera. Like I said, Sugar Shane, he has a 12-0 record. Marlon Vera has a 15-6-1 record. So, but I haven't looked at the like FanDuel or anything, but I have a feeling that I don't know who the underdog is because it should be Marlon Vera, but I feel like he's not. But then the next fight that really matters, the two below it, I'm not really sure of these people, but Junior Dos Santos versus Rosenstrike. I ain't gonna try to say Rosenstrike's first name, but Rosenstrike's a big old beast of a motherfucker, and he's an up and coming 10-1 record. And then you got Junior Dos Santos, who's been fighting since what 2012, 2011, 13, whatever. He's been fighting in the UFC, and of course before then for a good minute. So you got legend versus up and comer, and those are always interesting fights because if you remember, Randy Couture was 43, and he won the championship against Thiago Salvas or whatever the fuck his name is. So that's the same thing with this fight. Junior Dos Santos being a legend, but a little older. People are wanting to say he's washed up. And then you got Rosenstrike. That's going to be a good fight. God, this is a stacked fight card. I hope Crack Streams don't fuck up.
And who's fighting for that?
These people I don't know, so I'll go through them fast. You got Herbert Burns. Actually, I do know Herbert Burns. You got Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda, or Pineda, I'm sorry. And then you got bantamweight, you got John Dodson versus Merab Davalisevic. I can't say his last name, but those people I don't know besides Herbert.
Is this all main card?
That's all main card. That's all main card. I haven't. It's not showing me the prelims, so it's a five fight main card.
Yeah, I really don't know. Three of the fight, but yeah, I know gonna be on that. So definitely stay up.
You know Junior Dos Santos, so you know him.
Yeah, I'm saying I know the.
What about Rosenstrike? You know him?
Yeah, that's saying. I didn't say five. Three of five.
Okay, so you know Stipe and Daniel. You've heard of Sean O'Malley. I haven't heard of Marlon Vera before this. I don't know if you've had. And you've heard of Rosenstrike, or you know Rosenstrike and you know Junior Dos Santos, but you really don't know the other people. Am I right?
No.
All right. I'm not right. I am right.
You're correct.
All right, bet. Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, a lot of people want Sugar Shane O'Malley to fail the same way, or even more so, they want Adesanya to fail because I'm gonna stop calling him Sugar Shane. That's his nickname. But Sean O'Malley, bruh, he's cocky. He is cocky, and it's just like Ali. You either loved Ali or you hated him. And I feel like more people love Ali now, but I feel like back in those days when he was actively fighting, more people hated Ali than they loved him. Now we look at him as a legend, and we're like, holy shit, he did so much. You know, he fucking got out of the draft and got fired for like 3 years. He did a lot for the sport of boxing, but when it was happening, people hated on Ali. Same with Sean O'Malley, dude. He's sitting in this fucking lavish fucking chair with this crazy ass, I don't know, like overcoat on, looking like he's Scarface or some shit, interviewing on ESPN from his home. People cannot, and the way he talks, like, it seems like he grew up around black people, but it doesn't sound unnatural. It doesn't sound like he's trying to talk black. It just sounds like it comes out of him. And he talks, I don't know, like, he just has this lingo about him that people cannot stand. They're like, God, I can't wait until he gets knocked out. Bruh, I don't see him getting knocked out, bruh. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I kind of like UFC a little better. We've all had promo and knock guy. This can't handle me. But it was kind of easy pros. But now I feel like very professional wrestling, where you have the hero and the heel. And a lot of guys find that if I'm the heel, I'll make more money because people will see me crazy. They love to hate me. So if I talk crazy shit and garbage and act arrogant, I'm gonna get more. And I think Conor kind of brought him. And some like it seems now like Conor. I think it's true his attitude. I don't. Yes, definitely a showman. Obvious, he's putting on a show, but I don't think he was being authentic. I think he was all being himself, but exaggerated.
Wait, who wasn't
This
being
guy,
authentic?
Conor, I didn't say he wasn't being authentic.
Oh,
He
Conor.
was being authentic. Yeah, but I think that's who he is. He's exaggerating it for showmanship. But a lot of guys, they annoy me. Like who's more? Like even Ferguson. Like Tony's a martial artist. I think he's very, very well written fighter. He worked at like no other fighter in sport. But his attitude, I was a little contrived. I don't think he's truly in himself. I don't think he's been that much of an asshole. But he's doing it sells.
I don't know. I get what you're saying. I don't know. Yeah, you can tell when it's fake. You can tell when it's what's the word I'm looking forced. You can tell when it's forced, you know, and they're just trying to sell themselves. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people might see that with Adesanya, but I feel like that's where the it factor comes in. You know, either you have it or you don't. Like, there's been plenty of people that have ran through the heavyweight division, just like Mike Tyson did. But if Evander Holyfield, like he did, Evander Holyfield ran through the heavyweight division. But if he would have said, I want to eat your kids, I want to eat them for breakfast, blah, 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 praise to be Allah. If Evander Holyfield would have said that, people would have been like, ugh. You know, it just sounds forced, but it just came out of Mike Tyson's mouth so viciously, everyone believed it. Like, damn, he really wants to eat that motherfucker's kids. So he has an it factor. Evander Holyfield, the only reason Evander Holyfield is famous is because he got his ear bit off by Mike Tyson. But Evander Holyfield did a lot. He did a lot of shit for the sport of boxing. He was knocking out. He was a heavyweight champion. He would not have been as famous as he is if the incident with Mike Tyson didn't happen. He didn't have the it factor. Mike Tyson has it. Sugar Shane O'Malley has it. Adesanya has it. Conor McGregor has it. You know, John Jones, honestly, John Jones really, in my opinion, doesn't have the it factor. He's too nice and too sweet and too kind. But his actions, he's one of the people where his actions actually speak louder than his words. But you have people trying to force an it factor. You know, like, oh, I know this is gonna sell, so I'm gonna say this in the press conference interview. I'm gonna say this when we face off. You know, Jose Masvidal has, or I'm sorry, not Jose. Jorge Masvidal has an it factor, but you can tell when it's forced. I agree with you.
Yeah, you're calling it factor. I don't know if it's an it factor. I call it showmanship. They're standard entertainers. They're in entertaining purpose. But I think sometimes it's in the way of just enjoying a martial arts fight. Like I remember, I can't remember who Anderson was fighting Anderson, but Dana a little bit he felt he wasn't all in the fight, and Anderson says, "I'm in a fight. It's a martial arts fight. It's not a movie. Like not promoted movie or a show. Like so I'm keeping myself composed. I'm staying focused in my hand. I'm going to show up on Saturday night and fight." And I think that's what it should be. Other one who's not a good omen, but he owned his vision for a while. That was we were just talking the other day. Kamaru Usman at the top from him. Why can't I remember his name? What's his name?
What did you say about Kamaru Usman? Kamaru Usman and who?
Tyron. He's not a showman. He doesn't spice.
No.
He doesn't talk a lot of trash, but when he shows up on fight, he fights.
Yeah. Like I said, everyone doesn't have.
Yeah.
No. everyone doesn't have that it factor. Some people just show up and they kick ass and they let their actions speak. But I get what you're saying, but sometimes you gotta have drama, you know? And it's like even after Jorge Masvidal fought Kamaru Usman, after the fight, you could hear them talking. Masvidal went up to him and said, "Hey man, you're a warrior. When we fight again, we don't have to do all this shit talking that we did before the fight. Like, we're just doing it to sell the fight. But we don't have to do that. We don't really hate each other like that." And that was showmanship. And it was humble for Jorge Masvidal to do that after he just got he didn't get his ass kicked, but he lost very, like the numbers. You're like, oh no, if they give this to Masvidal, there's no way. Like, there's gonna be an uproar. So he lost very decidedly, and then very humbly went up and was like, dude, good fight. You're a warrior. All the shit talking that we were doing before, it's no ill will. And when we fight again, because I'm going to win a couple of fights and I am going to fight you again, we don't have to do all that shit talking before the fight, And Kamaru Usman was like, hell yeah, man, I'm cool with that. Like, yeah, you're trying to sell it.
And see, I wish it would let the promote so like, yeah, I would let UFC do that though. Let the UFC let the UFC their thing.
Right.
Like, let the promote, and you saw your job. Your job is to show up and fight. Let the promotion, and that's something I talk about.
The only time I think it should be trying to sell a fight is you're not even trying to sell it. There's real bad blood there. You've been talking shit about this dude, and after the brawl that happened when Conor got his ass kicked by Khabib, there was true bad blood there. And Khabib was like, wait a minute, I just won this fight, but I'm still mad. He talked about my religion. He talked about my family. I want to kill some people. And a brawl broke out because there was real animosity there. And that happened because Conor was trying to sell the fight. After the first round, Conor said, hey, man, it's just business. It's just business. And Khabib's like, hell no, bro. You talked about my personal life. This ain't just business. You shouldn't have been running your mouth. So that wasn't – Khabib had true animosity and real bad blood with Conor, but because Conor was trying to sell the fight. He was being an asshole in the press conference and talking about his religion and talking about his dad and his family. And Khabib, where he's from, Dagestan, they take that shit seriously, So I feel like unless there's true bad blood, yeah.
And here's the thing, though, like what Conor, yes, he's an entertainer, yes, good at it, but they truly is an asshole. Like, even the camera's off, he's still in the same shit.
Oh, yeah.
He does it on camera and turn it all real life.
No,
I don't think Vidal's like 24/7. I don't think Person's like 27. I don't think there's another guy. He's a light heavy. I can't think of his name right now, but I don't think he's at 27.
Yeah.
Because you hear them having brawls and bars. You don't hear about them smack old men who won't try whiskey.
Right.
You don't hear about them punching a fan with a camera on his face at the airport.
Right.
Because they're not like 24/7. They're over the camera, and it's just kind of annoying.
It is. I feel you 100%.
So, I mean, they well. It's fights. They paid more than a fighter because they sell more reviews and they bring more to the stands pre-COVID.
Yeah, they're trying to feed their family.
But because I'm into MMA or MMA, the drama. Like, I love drama with WWE. And I want to see the UFC turn in that just sell fights.
No, that's what makes me nervous. I see it going in that direction, especially when I ate pizza toppings and I was watching it. I'm like, bro, this is so drama filled. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is he talking like that? Like, I don't know. And I saw the vision of Damn, dude. I know this is. I know they've been having this dude talk for the past 15 years. But I just saw a vision. I'm like, man, please don't ruin the UFC. Please don't turn it into a drama show. Like, Dana White, you've done so good. Like, don't turn it into a drama show.
Yes, I just hope it doesn't become that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I just show up and you're truly a martial artist. Like, you train in the arts. Just show up. That's your job.
it's called mixed
If you're a little
martial.
bit entertained and you do it without, if you're a little entertained, do it without, just yourself exaggerate. Like, I mean, it's what internet is, but don't fake, don't make it personal. Like, I'm just kind of, and people saw Hunter do it, and they're like, oh, this is how he fights. That was really Hunter. But some of these just feel fake.
Even the Stipe and DC fight, in my opinion, has been hyped up too much. It is labeled the fight for the best heavyweight ever. Do I think that DC or Stipe, whoever wins this fight, do I think that that labels them as the best heavyweight ever to fight in the UFC? There's been a lot of
Not even close.
there's been a lot of heavyweight champions, and maybe some that weren't even champions. They just got stopped short every time. But I agree, not even close. Like, we have to. I'm not a UFC fucking scholar, but I'm smart enough to know, like, this isn't to determine, but they've drilled it into people's heads so much. If you've been following in the past month, this determines legacy, and this determines who is the best UFC heavyweight fighter ever. Oh, we're just gonna Mark Hunt. We're just gonna fucking, discredit everything that he did. We're gonna discredit every heavyweight that has fought before this. We're just gonna discredit them, and they're you can't label them as a GOAT. Like, whoever wins this fight tonight is the GOAT. Like, yes, it's drama filled and it's to sell. Like, that's why I'm freaking out about crack streams, because it's probably gonna be freezing because everyone's invested in this fight. I'm invested in it. I'm excited because the way the first, bro, I watched the second one live. I didn't watch the first one live, but the second one, Stipe was getting his ass whooped. And then in the fourth round, body shot. And DC couldn't defend it. And then pop. His body was fucking already torn down. Hit him in his jaw a couple times. Spit flies out his mouth. I'm surprised the mouthpiece didn't fall out as hard as he was getting hit. And he just fucking buckles down. Herb D steps in and stops it. Dude. And the way the first one ended, and I think it was the first round, fucking DC ducks down and pops him with that fucking uppercut, gets down, pop, his head's bouncing. Yes, this is a crazy fight. This is supposed to be a crazy fight. But does it label one of them as the best heavyweight ever? Okay, y'all are selling it at this point. You're being silly. And you're discrediting the other heavyweights that have fought before.
Yeah, I agree. So, but all right, good talk.
Most definitely. I got drunk, you didn't.
Yeah, tell the people who have on this week. I don't know who it is.
You said what?
Tell the people we're going to have on next week.
Raining straight out of Florida, the one-man band. He plays the ukulele. He's fat as fuck. He's ugly too, but he's sexy at the same time. It's like a dog that's so ugly that he's sexy. His name is King Hooker. Look out for him. He makes great music. You can look him up on YouTube at King Hooker. You can go to Instagram, King Hooker. He calls himself fat, so just because I called him fat doesn't mean that I'm being disrespectful. He owns that shit and he loves it. Give him cuddles, give him snuggles, give him a follow. King Hooker. And
All right, dude.
His last name is actually Hooker. He's not doing it as a ploy because he does make some funny music and he will make you laugh. but his actual last name is Hooker, and he works at a funeral home. So he's the one that's burying your auntie, your cousin, your best friend. He's doing that shit. Love you, man.
Love you too. Talk to you next.
All right, send me this in email and I'll upload it.
All right, so good.
All right, peace.